What up? I'm KOK. This is my Astro FRU commentary clear. Unlike other clears, I like to talk about my thoughts and some tips of the fight that maybe people can use to help improve their own prog. And if you don't like my voice, there's a million other videos for you. Anyways, Astro. Astro is super good in FRU. Normally White Mage is the best regen in Ultimates because they have Lily downtime, but Astro is simply just crazy this fight. It's unreal. Astro's doing more damage than White Mage, has better utility and mid than White Mage, and it's just pretty good in general. So, sorry White Mage players, most of my clears are on White Mage, but this time I defected to the Astro side. That's not to say White Mage is bad, it's still doing really good in FRU. It's just, I like the utility and safety that Astro brings. Throughout this video, I do use some delayed stars, strictly for healing. I do lose usages, but the damage check in FRU is not tight, especially if you have a Pictomancer. Yeah, Pictomancer is pretty broken, but that's a whole nother video. So since the damage isn't really needed, I like to save stars for harder healing moments, just because it makes the fight a little easier. You don't have to go crazy on the mid planning if you can flex your stars and healing to places that are actually hard, rather than just for damage. I will also note that we're not doing PF strats, although they are pretty close for most of the mechanics, and I'll just mention them as we go. PF hasn't really decided on a mid plan either, but I'll explain what I do since I found a plan that was pretty comfy for me. For Fall of Faith, I use neutral on the third tether with Sun Sign, and I weave it with my dots. This makes it so Sun Sign catches a few of the tethers as well as the bleed wide that happens right after. And for anyone that's still progging the fight, I would highly recommend overhealing. Use as many Helioses as you feel comfortable with, and then slowly cut down as you feel more confident. Like even towards my clear attempts, I was still safety Heliosing just because the DPS check is not strict enough where you're forced to optimize every instance of damage. So for P2 Diamond Dust, we don't use the PF strategy. We use Relative North, but just ignore my position. I prep a Horoscope Helios, and for these stack damage, here, you can light speed and just mash Helios the entire time, and pop Horoscope whenever you're feeling low. You will notice that I haven't used my star yet in P2, that's because I'm specifically saving it for Mirror Mirror. A well-timed star pretty much removes all of the difficulty of healing this fight. You can start any time during the Mirror Mirror cast bar, and it'll naturally pop right after the first instance of damage, and it'll be up, and everyone will be nice and topped for the second mirror. So right here, the star pops normally, and I run as close as I can to the center to use a neutral Helios plus a Horoscope. It might not hit the whole party depending on the mirror spawn, and in that case you want to be ready to spot heal anyone that missed your neutral shield. Using neutral at that moment lets you prep another neutral shield for the light rampant cast. And you can also macro the end of the light rampant cast and CU it, and it makes healing it pretty nice. Pretty comfy. Here, just make sure everyone's topped for this Protean. And I dump a horoscope here just to top everyone up a little bit more. If you're still low, just keep mashing heals, especially when the boss is already sub 20%. Not a whole lot to say in ads phase. Drop your star as soon as you're able to move, and you can also pot at the start too. I don't here since unnecessary, but if you were to optimize your damage, it would be a good time to pot. You also want to use your div and your lords in the center of the arena before moving back out to bait your Crystal of Darkness, just so your div can catch everyone and your lords hits all of the crystals of light. I also flex my oracle. If one of the outer crystals are dying a little slow, I dump my oracle into that crystal just so people can start hitting the center faster. But if they all die in around the same time, then you can just throw your oracle into the center crystal and everything is chillin'. For this bleed wide, I dump my CIs and extra cards onto the squishy members, and you want to place your star down and prep another draw for this move that sets everyone to 1 HP.
I am Logriff, servant of Zodiac.
I heal it pretty comfortably with a star, a Helios, and a horoscope prepped, as well as my co-healer doing a little bit. But as long as you're top tier, you should be fine. I am 22nd tier, and I'll be going on to the west, with balls north, of course. Drop my rewind. If you are west, you want to drop a rewind slightly to the north, just so you don't accidentally clip the southwest DPS at the very end. Just a small tip, and it will definitely cause a few wipes if people aren't looking out for it. Right before the rewind, people might get low because of the laser, the final laser bait, and you can light speed heal right before it, so it'll catch between the laser and the stack damage at the end. I didn't macro there, although I normally do. You can kind of just throw macro anywhere you want during that phase and it'll be fine. Wherever you feel is difficult to heal, since there's a lot of stack damage. You have neutral there too to match heals. So this APOC strat is definitely not the PF standard. Actually, it might be. Who knows? But I'm flexing for APOC here. PF doesn't actually have a normal PF standard yet. So who knows if this is a normal PF strat yet or not. I plan my star to heal the last stack damage for the shockwave pulsar. And just make sure the party is topped for Memory's End. Use extra GCD heals. You're chillin'. So for P4, there's a couple of different mid things you can do. But what I do is I mostly focus on Crystallized Time. I save most of my heals for Crystallized Time. In return, I GCD heal a bit extra outside of it. So here for the Darklit cast bar, I prep a Horoscope, CU, and CO, as well as a Star. For the Proteins and a Spirit Taker, and use your Horoscope and Lady here. And for the Morns, our group did 7-1 splits, which I recommend. Makes things a lot more comfortable for the healer, and it's actually safer too. Do try to give your solo tank your exaltation and your cards though, since having them die would be pretty tragic. So for Crystallized Time, I have a neutral shield, a CU, I prep a Horoscope, and I macro at the end of the cast bar. I am the non-purple tether arrow here, and we are doing the late pop strategy, where you let the dragon heads pass through C. So to quickly summarize my healing plan here, if you macro at the end of the Crystallized Time cast bar, it'll heal people between the water stack and then the yellow stack. And if you Horoscope at the right before the Crystallized Time cast bar as well, it'll heal people between the yellow stack and the Quietus right before the rewind. I also Star it, although it technically doesn't do anything because Horoscope covers the exact same instance of damage. I do it just for safety and because I don't need the damage in P4. But that delayed healing that Astro has makes Crystallized Time pretty comfortable. Highly recommended. And your CU comes back up for the last Morna Foss stack if you use it in Crystallized Time. Crystallized Time, definitely the hardest Mechanist fight to heal. But that's also because it's such a chaotic mechanic that you don't have a lot of mental capacity to stare at hotbars the whole time. So final phase, comparatively to DSR and top, this final phase is significantly easier to heal. The only real instance of damage is polarizing strikes and autos during the Exos. I neutral the polarizing strikes, I CU the Morn hits after the Exos, and keep an eye out for the tanks in case for the autos during the X lines. I will say, I would recommend light speeding during every polarizing strike because that is an extremely movement heavy phase and it's pretty hard to cast without it. And that extra light speed stack that Astro got in Dawn Trail has actually made the job broken. Anyways, not a whole lot to say in this final phase healing wise. Just keep an eye out for people, top people up when you need to, and I'll let you watch this final phase in our group's panicked comms. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you found this video somewhat useful, and wishing you good luck on your prog. Till next time, take care of yourself.
So close to realizing our perfect utopia.
Towers on
We're not
one. Party on
going
the
to
ring, going
disappear.
to the ring.
We're too stubborn for that.
This will be in the front. Melees will be in the front. Range will be in the front. Healers will be in the front.
We'll get through this, Reen.
Dodge, dodge, dodge.
Yes, together. This cacophony! Ah, my head! Be gone from my memories! Every last trace of you!
Up to 5. Fuck.
Should be a right pattern.
Our friend won't fail us. You'd better not, or I'll never let you hear the end of it. When next I return, I will succeed.
Back pattern. The first tower.
Yeah, it's my angle. Thanks for
Tower is on Charlie. Party on the ring, going to the ring. This will be tank, melee, range on the ring. Tank in the front. Melees will be in the front. Melees in the front. Range will be in the front. Range in the front. Healers will be in the front. Dodge, dodge, dodge. One more excess. This will be a right pattern. You're dodging to the right.
We won't give up on the future.
And Akmorn. One left,
Please,
two right.
let
That
our
tight.
prayers be heard.
2.
If this place cannot be
Don't
our
forget the melee
utopia,
dodge.
then naught in existence holds meaning.
swear to God, I fucking
That's a
I
little
knew the inside
melodramatic,
dodge.
don't you think?
I knew. I was like, oh, I died again.
You can weather this. I know you can.
Melee
The
will be,
most
melee will
on-brand
be.
kill imaginable.
Yeah!
Oh my
Yes!
Holy
That was
Wow.
too fucking close.
Why was that so close?
Holy
shit.
fuck.
Fucking knew the inside died. I hate this.
It's so fun. It's that easy.
Why was that so close?
Dude,
It's
DPS
still
don't die to
handshake
exo lines and we kill. It's just that
Still,
easy, man.
Still, it's handshakage, fellow zero. Handshakage, fellow
Oh,
zero.
no, I
Why was that so
Next
close?
time.
We died on my screen.
Dude,
I agree, actually.
My fucking
why
race
is
skip
that
new
class
guys
guy
are
keep
huge.
doing that? I don't feel much damage because I wait. Why is it me though? It's
Good
so
shit. Good
weird.
shit, guys. Good
Nice.
shit.
Hit that motherfucker with the
Yesterday was
ATS.
worth
30
it.
minutes in
Kept
and
everything
out.
from yesterday.
All
Good
it said
shit.
is cock is huge, guys.
Dude, my
Well, what if we
fucking-
clear
dude,
again?
I think my thing just exploded. Dude.
I'm not clear. I'm taking a fucking break, dude.
My hand is like one of my hands is just vibrating right now.
What if we delete
Yeah,
it?
my hands are fucking numb.
It's just, yeah.
Alright, give me the fuck off this job.
You didn't have to play this job.
Yo, who the fuck is panting, bro? Calm down.